Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are currently trading above fair value. So is the price of gold, while crude oil and Bitcoin are currently trading slightly lower on Wednesday morning. Now, looking at the pre-market action, we've got Nvidia down once again, while Alphabet continues to move higher. So we've had a big change over the past month, where Alphabet has taken over the top leadership role from Nvidia. There's Tesla moving up, so there's possibility of a buy signal today. And Meta generated a buy signal, and we're seeing it pull back in the pre-market. So keep an eye on that if you want to be long Meta. Now, we do have some news coming out in the pre-market this morning. We've got initial jobless claims and new home sales coming out before the market opens. And then we have crude oil inventories coming out later in the morning. Now, coming into this week, we knew that the week had a bullish bias to it. That doesn't guarantee success. We know the market loves long weekends. We know the market loves month end. Again, it doesn't guarantee success. It just puts a bullish bias into this time frame. And if there is bad news, the bullish bias can often soften the market's reaction to that bad news. Now, we also know that volume is going to taper off fairly quickly. Most of the big deals have gone through. There might be some on Wednesday, but things should be pretty quiet today, as a lot of people use Wednesday as a travel day. Of course, U.S. markets are closed tomorrow. Canadian markets are open, but we're not expecting a lot of movement there, as without any adult supervision from the U.S. market, the Canadian market usually doesn't do very much. And of course, a lot of the people involved in the market will take tomorrow and Friday off. Now, we're having a Black Friday sale. We've sent out invitations to a bunch of people. If you haven't been a member before and you think you should have got an invitation to the Black Friday sale, just drop us an email at sales@theuptrend.com and we'll get you straightened away. And that, of course, is for people that have never joined the Uptrend before. Now, we are going to be closed next Monday and Tuesday. We're going to take a couple of days off. We'll be back on Wednesday. Now, as we are all aware, there's a huge disconnect between the U.S. economy and the stock market itself. We know that the stock market is being held up by a handful of big cap tech stocks, but there's really no connection between the stock market and the economy at the moment. And every day people are sending me charts and links to articles about how the U.S. economy is falling apart. But again, the stock market doesn't care about it at this time. In fact, the U.S. economy falling apart can help give the Fed some data points that it can use to help lower interest rates. And of course, that's what the stock market is looking for. So while the average consumer is having a hard time at the moment, and we see consumer confidence has come down to levels we haven't seen since depths of COVID a few years ago. And this chart is very bearish. As you can see, we're getting a series of lower highs across the top there, and that is a bearish sign. So if we start making lower lows, then we've got a long way to go to get back to where we are when George Bush was president and the real estate market was falling apart and U.S. banks were crashing back then. So we still have a ways to go to the downside for consumer confidence, but it really doesn't matter right now. It's not having any effect on the stock market at this time. Moving on to the VIX, or the Fear Index, we do have the VIX for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ both back on sell signals as of Tuesday's close, joining the VIX for the Russell 2000 already on a sell signal. So we can certainly see that options traders in Chicago are taking a little breather from having their foot on the brake, and now they've put their foot on the gas pedal once again, and that's why we're seeing stocks rise this week. Looking at the Magnificent Seven stocks, first of all, for the NASDAQ 100, we're still waiting for a buy signal here. We're getting pretty close to it. And from what we're seeing in the pre-market this morning, if we were to close at that level, we would certainly be back on a buy signal as of Wednesday's close in both New York and Toronto. Now, the Magnificent Seven ETF is back on a buy signal as of Tuesday's close. Apple already on a buy signal, making a new high on Tuesday. Then we've got Amazon coming back in the channel, so certainly the possibility of a buy signal for Amazon on Wednesday. Then Alphabet making new highs this week, continuing to move higher on Tuesday. Then we've got Meta back on a buy signal as of Tuesday's close, trading a little lower in the pre-market this morning. You could certainly wait for the next close above the upper channel line before jumping in, but we were up $23 and change. We're only down a little bit in the pre-market, so it isn't a complete reversal of yesterday's nice up move for Meta in the pre-market on Wednesday morning. Looking at Microsoft, we had an outside reversal day yesterday. Could be the start of something. We'll just have to wait and see. Then we had NVIDIA make a new low for this move and then came back going into the close. So we still see the pros wanting to outbid the public, but not enough there to get us a close above the previous day's high. Looking at what's holding the market up, the NVIDIA traders are really trying to hold the 175 level. We certainly dipped below it yesterday. If we can take out yesterday's low, then 162.50 would be our next target. And if you look to the left, you can see some potential places that the market may want to try to find support. Looking at NVIDIA in Toronto, no change there as well. Now, Tesla traded up into the channel yesterday. So in New York, we're looking for a close above $423.18 on Wednesday to give us a buy signal, or $37.39 in Toronto. So we're very close to those levels coming in on Wednesday morning, and we are certainly trading higher on Wednesday morning. Now, Broadcom's been the big winner this week, and it's traded up to the recent high. Hasn't been able to break out to higher highs. We're looking for a move up to 390.63. That's our next target. And if we can take that out, then 406.25 would be our next target above that, with a potential stop at $400 for psychological resistance. And then we've got Shopify up a second day of a buy signal for Shopify on both sides of the border. Let's finish off with a quick look at Bitcoin. It was an inside day yesterday for Bitcoin, so an inside day for any of the bull ETFs and an inside day for the bear ETF, so no trend changes there whatsoever. Another stock that's holding up very well right now, yesterday I talked about Bitfarms, but we've got Hut 8 trading in the channel at the moment, so certainly there's a mathematical possibility for a buy signal for Hut 8 on Wednesday. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like we're going to see some buying at the open on Wednesday morning. It should be a fairly quiet day, especially afternoon, as a lot of people take the rest of the day off for travel purposes. You have a great day. If you're in the States, of course, we'll come back on Friday morning and talk about what happened today. But tomorrow morning, we'll focus on the Canadian market, as the Canadian markets will be open on Thursday.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.